All right, guys, today I'm going to talk about making an infographic. I'm going to try to make it quick. And on the right-hand side, notice that I'm on the AP Government Subject Guide, and I've clicked on Policy Project. And on the right-hand side is the infographic maker. But first, talk about what does a good infographic look like? And you notice that an infographic has a title. This title should support what you want your policy to be. Something like support more breast cancer research or something like that. You'll notice that it is a combination of typing and icons. That's what these things are. They're representations, so icons, and also fonts and images, maybe even charts and graphs. And this is a way to visually represent the 10 facts that you feel are part of your proving that we should support your policy. Okay, this is going to go on your actual trifold. That's going to be part of your presentation at the end. So it's very important. We want it to look great. So you've got 3 great choices. So first of all, the one that's most probably easiest in many ways to you is using PowerPoint to do this. And this is basically a presentation on how to do that. But I have had kids use PowerPoint and all the things in PowerPoint very successfully, or basically use a Word document. So here I have just a blank Word document, and just to remind you that you have all these things that you have available to you. You have smart art. Those are things like, cycles and relationships and pyramids and all those good sorts of things. You have shapes, and shapes are used an awful lot. Okay, so if I'm going to I might put some shapes in. I might put some icons in. Now, I tend to really like to use icons from the Noun project. So that's a great place to find icons. You can find a lot of really great ones there, and you can kind of see some of the examples here of some of the icons, but they have a lot of icons there. So I think you'd really like that. Okay. So your next choice, so the easiest is PowerPoint. I've seen people do killer infographics in PowerPoint before, and I may even add one to here so you can see what one would look like. That's done in PowerPoint. And usually you want to use just a couple of slides. So if you're using PowerPoint or Word, just a couple pages. You wouldn't want to have 10 separate pages because you're going to have to figure out how to paste them all. Not that you can do that at the end, but just make it easier to do it kind of in a couple pages to begin with. Okay, the next one is Pictochart. This is one that's been around for a long time. And in this one, you do create an account. And then I clicked on infographic, and of course I'm doing the free, so I'm on free templates. So basically I would pick the one around here that just is this easiest one, the one that goes most with what my facts are. Are my facts mostly like a list, or are they mostly like graphs and things like that? So once I do that, then I would actually click on that, and then I would start editing. So basically, with both Pictochart and what I'm going to show you, Canva, it's a matter of editing what's already on there. And so you'll notice that it also has icons and things that you can upload, you can change your background, all of those sorts of things. So this is what you're going to do here. At the end, you're going to download it and then print that out. Yeah. So you can just kind of see all the different things that you can do there. So just play around with it. I don't want to spend forever on it with you, but yeah. So my favorite though is Canva. So here I am in Canva, and I've created an account, and you sign in. When you sign in, you get this. So basically what you want to do here is you want to click more. And then you actually notice you could use any of these. Sometimes people do, but you actually do have a infographic actual background that you can pick, a template that you can pick. Once you do that, it's going to come up with a large list. Now, here's the thing. You want to make sure you pick the ones that are free, unless you just really want to buy one. A lot of them are free, but if you see this little dollar mark, it means that one costs money. So once again, there's lots of choices, and I would pick the one that's closest to where I'm getting at. Okay, so say I pick this one. So the first thing to note is that all of this information is replaceable, okay? So you are going to need to have all 10 facts on there. So I wouldn't get you don't need 5 pages, but you might pick a couple pages. So I can easily add another page. And if I wanted to, I could actually pick, like if I wanted to, I could actually pick like a different background for that one. So that's kind of a cool thing. So notice I have two, but they have different backgrounds. So, but usually people will stay consistent with their same background. You can go in and you can edit all your fonts. So this is a font. There it is right there. And I could change my font to something else. I can change the size, make it smaller. Depending on what it is, I can change the color. If I wanted to make it a different color, it would help to have it highlighted. There we go. So all these are your different things. I just want to spend a little bit of time going over these, okay? So you're going to change like the size of the fonts, the background, the images. And so you start usually with the background. And usually a background is a solid color. You really want your infographic to pop. So you've got a lot of free options here, but it's up to you, or a color. So pick something that's really going to stand out. Now remember, we do have a color printer, but we also can print on cardstock. Cardstock one is free. So here's going to be your free one, right? And it's 25 cents to print in color. Okay. But actually, it probably doesn't really need to be color for Friday because, you know, that's usually for your final trifold. But a lot of people go ahead and print in color. All right, next thing is text. So say I wanted more of a text. So this is like what we would call like a text box. But look at all these cool choices I have. So I could add in something different if I wanted to. And then all these are, you can manage all these. Sorry about that. I think that disappeared to the, try again. I usually just, there we go. I didn't mean to do it twice. Hey, if you do something you don't want to do, you just hit undo. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's say here I was going to go with this, and I would change that, change the size, move it wherever I wanted to go, all that good sort of stuff. All right, there we go. I'll just put it over there. All right. So lots of things there you can change by highlighting it. You can kind of see that up there. So lots of great choices there, many of which are free, many of which will really add a lot. Lots of color here, guys. So great. A lot of these things are really going to add to your presentation because remember, they're kind of iconish, and that's the way that a lot of, that's the way your infographic can really stand out, okay? All the text is changeable, so just think, you know, think big, okay? Okay, so let's talk about layouts. Layouts is just the background. So we've already kind of talked about that. So that was the first thing we did. Now, finally, there's elements. Now, this is a big one, okay? So usually with an infographic, people don't really use photos. That would come in later. But they might use lots of things here. So first of all, let's start with charts. This is, so you got to think of charts more broadly, but these are kind of some common charts that they might have. But sometimes people will create a chart in Excel, or they will use a chart that already exists. Like, let's not recreate the wheel. It could be that you are on a website, like a CNN news article, and it had a graph or some sort of chart as part of it. And that is really the information that you're using. So no need to recreate the wheel. Save that chart and you can actually upload it right here. So I can upload it right there, upload it, change the size, put it on there, and then that's part of my infographic. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to elements, but I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, so these are really cool. You can kind of see here lots of great free options here as far as things that you can do. Yeah, it's going to go over into like some different things, but yeah, really, really great as far as the charts. Lots of different things you can do. So just kind of keep that in mind, all the different things that you can do. Okay, you can see here the colors there, so I can actually change that if I wanted to different colors. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. And this is like, these are kind of a set thing here. So as far as if you're wondering about that, like, hey, I want to change to pie. Yeah, it's not going to change to pie. Okay, next thing, let me talk about icons. Oh, icons are my love. Okay, well, there are other things that are my love too. But icons, oh my gosh, I love these icons so much. You can also import icons in from the noun project. So a lot of these icons are going to go with some of the things you're trying to get over. Like if I was doing something with cooking, I might do something like a fork. So just look around, lots and lots of different icons around for things. So just keep that in mind. Ooh, lots of social media stuff. Most common one that people will have is of actual people. I can always search too, but unfortunately, when I'm searching, I'm not just searching for um, like just an icon. I'm also searching for pictures. So if I search for a person or woman, um, you're going to get a lot of different options. Most of them are going to be paid ones, and I can't unfortunately filter out the ones that are unpaid. So that makes it complicated. And that's one of the advantages, the disadvantages, I think, of Canva. So you really need to stay in kind of where those, lots of those things are as far as the icons. Okay, let's see here. We have illustrations here. Um, so let me show you those. Those are just kind of like kind of a continuation of icons, but just a little differently. And so they're going to have some different things in there than there are others. Once again, you always want to explore what different sorts of things there are because there are, yeah, there's kind of a lot. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to the next element, which is lines. Lines are really important for creating, and so these seem very simple, but they're going to add. You can see what this does here. This little line here just adds like a lot, right? So you can change all the color of these. They also show a flow, and that can be really helpful. Okay. Um, all right, next is shapes. Ooh, shapes also really important. Can do lots of things with that. Okay, so we see some great shapes here. And once again, flexible coloring here. So lots of great things you can do there. Yeah, so really awesome. Think you're really going to like those. All right, and let's see here. Frames. Frames is just how you have things laid out. So this is not as useful in infographics. It can be more useful in other things. Grids is going to be kind of similar. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's really it. Now, once you're done with that, what I like about Canva is it doesn't watermark it, like it doesn't say done with Canva, but you will download it. And like I said, you don't want to have like 5 pages, okay? So just do a couple pages. And then when it prints out, it does print off like kind of long and lean. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, usually people like do 2 or 3 pages. But like I said, you don't want 10, you don't want each one of these to be a fact because otherwise you're going to have to put all that together. And that's really annoying. It's got to fit on your trifold. So if you have any questions, let me know, preferably before 9 o'clock because then I go to sleep. But let's get going on it and I'll be around to help. All right. Talk to you later.